Hi, Misu-chan here. I really honestly meant to have this video up by Saturday last week, but things and life just kept getting in the way, and I'm still also trying to complete Inktober, which I'm almost done with, and I'm so accomplished. But in the tradition of Halloween, I decided I'm going to tell the story about how I was accused of being a witch in high school. So I'm going to say I was a victim of bullying from elementary school through high school, and it was just not fun. I did ignore it, but there was just some things where I couldn't ignore it, and it just got very out of hand. Some hardships, but no, this rumor actually stopped the bullying, and I actually kind of laughed at it just because it was just very entertaining to watch people spread this rumor. So, um, it started in high school. In my language arts class, we were in the process of studying the Salem witch trials, which I was fascinated with to begin with. I was so excited to start this subject. Out of nowhere, some girl came up and asked me if it was true that I was a witch. Like, she just came up straight up and asked if I was a witch, and I was just like, huh? So I just kind of ignored it and didn't really say or do anything to implement it as it started spreading. I just went about with my life and just my schoolwork. But soon after that, the rumor started to spread like wildfire. And it honestly from there started with a classmate in my IT class before the bell came up and asked me if it was true that I set some guy's hair on fire because he bullied me. And I was just like, squeeze me? What are you talking about? She explains that some guy had picked on me one day, and after school, I had apparently put a curse on him. I apologize for that, but I put a curse on him, and that the next morning, his hair caught on fire, just out of nowhere, spontaneous combustion because of a curse. I literally looked at her, and I was like, if you want to believe what stupid people make up, then be my guest. I did not add fuel. I did not add fuel to this fire. I was not about to claim like things of the supernatural as much as I really wanted to. However, I did start looking up websites and like looking up modern day witchcraft just because I just wanted to see what kind of stuff I find. And because, again, I was so fascinated by the subject, and again, we were studying the Salem witch trials, I just wanted to see what kind of stuff that people would talk about when it came to like Wicca and all of that. One day in high school, not high school, sorry, in my history class, I think it was history, I actually have no idea which subject it was, but I remember I had a headache or I wasn't feeling well, and some guy behind me was being very obnoxious. You know, like in high school, if people still do this, like they bang their hands, their like wrists and their knuckle on the table to like make a beat or something, thinking that they're gonna be the next rapper or like the next Jay-Z or some crap like that. Yeah, so I think I remember correctly, he was making that obnoxious noise, and I must have blacked out because I don't really remember how it happened, but I just remember getting up and snapping at him and telling him to basically shut up because like his obnoxious noise was just adding fuel to me already not feeling well and I was just done with that day. And we got into an argument and the teacher was like right there, but she didn't say anything. I just like was trying to tell him to be quiet because I think it was like study session or something like that. And some girl from on the other side of the class was like, "Oh, don't make her mad. She'll put a curse on you." And that just like that was the straw that broke the camel's back to the point where I was like, okay, if people want to think I'm a witch, they can believe it and just whatever. Over time, after that encounter, I started embracing the rumors. As in, two lower grade girls had come up to me at one point and asked, and like, first they asked if it was true that I was a witch and I was the one that everyone was talking about. And then one of them asked me to put a curse on their ex-boyfriend. And I mean, I really can't say that I was like, I don't really want to do that. Even if it was true that I was a witch, I would not do that because I know the consequences of curses based on just what I've looked up in and just what I found online. Also, the fact that I ignored it for the longest time and like I was also fueled by the rumors, they were dying down because like I said, I started embracing the rumors to the point where like I would just like come in, and because it was I was in my edgelord years, I was like wearing the most obnoxious stuff from like Hot Topic and Spencer's and all of that. And I mean, I did not deny it. I didn't deny it. I didn't say, yeah, it's true, I'm a witch. I just let people believe what they want. I just continued wearing what I usually wore. But like, yeah, they slowly just started to die, or like the rumor itself was like kept within the shadows, and it also, like I said, it stopped the bullying because as the rumors went on, people were like, oh, that's the girl that's a witch, don't mess with her because if you do, she'll put a curse on you and all that jazz. And I just sat there and just like laughing at it because it still went on. I think even through like my senior year it was still going around. I just didn't know about it because people were keeping it hush hush, because I'm pretty sure people were spreading some kind of rumor if I did find out that someone was spreading some kind of rumor about me. Like, or like they continued to talk about my witchcraft and my spell casting, that I would find out and someone would have their hair caught on fire or some kind of curse would be put on them. And yeah, people just like slowly stopped talking about it, like if I was present, because they just didn't want to be cursed. And it got to the point where I am not even kidding. So my high school, we weren't allowed to wear our costumes when it came to Halloween. But being the crafty, edgy person that I was, breaking the rules because I'm such an anarchist, I improvised with some of my emo clothes and makeup, and I went as a necromancer because I carried around a small plastic skeleton that I named Scully that my mom had got for me. I believe, yeah, it was from Michael's. It decorated my room, but I took it to school with me that day. It was because it was on Halloween, because it was a school night, and I wore my costume, and no one was any the wiser. So I literally walked around with like a plastic skeleton and all of this heavy emo witchy makeup, and everyone stared at me, and I know they were talking about me, but I just didn't hear it, and they kept it so far on the down low that it was just really funny. But like after that incident, I hardly heard anyone say anything like about like me studying witchcraft, and honestly, no one even messed with me after that. No one bothered to like spread any other rumor or like try to approach me, because again, they didn't want to be cursed, and they didn't want anyone to like come up to me and snitch on them saying that I would curse them if they did. Again, I just thought it was funny because like it just turned into it just turned into gossip. And I mean, I didn't add fuel to the fire. I didn't diffuse it at all. At the beginning I did, but as it went on, I was just like, you know what, just let people talk. It's just just let people talk. If they want to believe what they want to believe, as long as it keeps people from messing with me and just like lets me go on with my life, I'm okay with it. So that's really it. And to those younger than me who are going through high school, and if you are being bullied or like someone is spreading some kind of rumor about you, rumors are just idle gossip, and it's like a fire. So it's like a fire. So you can either add fuel and react, or you just let it go out by just ignoring it. Because if you ignore it and you don't show that it's like affecting you, I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to like perfectly word this. Okay, so basically, if you react to whatever like rumor or bad thing that someone is doing to you, if you are being bullied currently in whatever setting that you're in, that's how it continues. It continues on. They know that you're going to react in some way, shape, or form, and just doing that, it's just not going to get any. It's just like by reacting, it's just not going to get any better. The best thing to do is to ignore it or tell like a trusted person. Like if you have a trusted teacher, you tell them, tell your parents, the principal, just like literally anyone. Have a support group or something. I actually found a few websites about bullying or like a group forum for those who are being bullied, and I will link them below because I'm honestly an advocate against bullying. Like I've actually been trying to find ways to like help out with like people with like bullying in my community. I haven't really found anything where like anyone's doing any type of bullying events, but the second I find something, I definitely plan to like be a really big part of that. So yeah, that's about it. That's just again, it was just a fun little, not fun obviously, but just like it was like kind of a weird rumor that happened in like the most ridiculous timing ever. But again, we were studying the Salem witch trials, and all of a sudden, people want to come out and accuse me of being a witch. I mean, are you kidding me right now? It's like it's not like I haven't. I think that's what it was actually. I think because I was so excited, I actually like voiced my excitement about about like studying the Salem witch trials, that I think people really thought that I was a witch just be like. I mean, it's an interesting subject to think to like go over. And if you are currently going through it in like whatever grade you're in, try to be as invested as you can get because it's really fascinating. And like the reading for it is long and seems tedious, but trust me, like you'll be hooked. Like depending on who you are and what your preferences are and what you like, you'll be hooked. Like as you'll be hooked before you know it. That's just all I have to say. But if you have any interesting stories about like a weird rumor that was spread about you, or you just want to talk about like your experience with bullying, just leave a comment below and just let me know. I'd love to hear what if anyone else has any bullied experience with like bullying, or like if you actually helped someone who was being bullied and like you helped stop and you just like lent a hand to them. But yeah, I'd love to hear about it. But yeah, that's all I have for right now. I want to thank everyone for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this fun little story. And I hope you have a spooky, scary All Hallows Eve. Until next time, stay spooky and awesome.